Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. I'm Reagan.
I'm Renee, and this is What the Romance.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me.
It's crazy how fast the buzz comes back after you've been sober for so long. Whiskey stood there on my doorstep, just like he had 1 year before, except this time there was no rain, no anger, no wedding invitation. It was just us. It was just him, the old friend, the easy smile, the twisted solace wrapped in a glittery bottle. It was just me, the alcoholic, pretending like I didn't want to taste him, realizing too quickly that months of being clean didn't make me crave him any less. But we can't start here. No, to tell the story right, we need to go back. Back to the beginning, back to the very first drop. This is my love letter to whiskey. I only hope he reads it. Love Letter to Whiskey by Kandi Steiner herself. Oh my god, okay. I really have no single word to describe this book other than like torturous. Like it tortured us in like so many ways. Like it tortured us in like, love and heartbreak, heartache, angst, like all of it.
Oh my god. Do you know how many people I tell about this book? Like,
It's the same for me.
it's just like I can't really explain it without giving it away. So all I say is just like, if you're gonna read it, prepare yourself because it's a freaking roller coaster.
It's really a doozy, and like I tell Candy whenever I tag her in this, it's literally like I'm sitting at a bar and she's handing me shots of whiskey and I'm just drowning them because drowning in sorrow of torturous pain because of this book.
I I I had
Just like, okay, so what I realized this go round from the others was that because I took my time, we took our time, obviously.
I took my
Um,
time hella long.
we both did, honestly, but I think it was good for us because, like we said before, like when we read something and we get so invested, we read so fast that like we may skip over certain parts, you know?
Yep.
And like this whole torturous roller coaster ride started because of B.
Yeah,
It
it
was her fault.
really did.
It was her fault.
Oh my
She
god.
could have ended it the whole time.
She could have ended it. They could have gotten together so many times.
There
Like it
was,
was
I literally wrote in one of here, I was like, okay, can the book end here?
there's so many points in this book that you could have just like gotten them together and finished it. But no, it had to go on a different way.
Yes. It's like, no, let me just take you around this loop real quick.
Girl, let me just throw something at you here. See if you
It's
like
like,
it.
oh, it's like we're bar hopping. Bar hopping to see what every taste of whiskey tastes like.
It's
Not
like
kidding.
seeing a hot guy at the bar that you want to go to, but then someone else is going to take you to this bar, this bar, this bar, this bar. You try to go back to this bar, but then there's another bar
But
across
then
the
you're like,
street.
oh no, look.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so what I wrote on my paper here is all the tropes that this book represents. There are so many,
Almost all of them.
almost all of them. The first one was what it's really noted as is the right person, wrong time.
Hmm.
Best friends, boyfriend, friends to lovers, second slash third chance. A marriage pact because they actually did make a marriage
They
pact.
did. They did.
Like, and married by 30 to be exact, which they actually followed through,
They fulfilled that.
but was not like really like that's what they were going for. It just kind of filtered to that time frame.
It just happened to be
Like, here,
that
let me just
it
take
was
you down
30.
this 11-year trip of like, us torturing each other.
I think it's just so crazy that how a book like you like in movies you could see like a time jump, But
Yeah.
in books, you have to really envision the time jump. Because in here, you can
Yes.
definitely mistake them for being the same age throughout the book. Has she not put like college scene, now they're at a job, and then now this, now they're married, now they're not.
You want to know what I have noticed? And also, Catherine helped me with this too because for when we're writing, she said a good like time jump of like how to like sort it out that way is if you notice in some of the books, they have like this little
The
emblem.
Yeah,
Yeah, those emblems are supposed to like represent like time jumps or like lot like later down the road type of thing without saying, like 2 years later or whatever.
okay.
So I thought that was super like awesome knowledge to have. But it also when I found that out and we started reading this, I was like, oh my god, okay, it makes sense now.
Right. Yeah,
So
now that I
like,
see it, it makes
cause
sense.
I noticed, cause when she told me that, I was like, wow, I don't think I ever really noticed that. I just thought it was like something, fancy to like jot down.
Or like to break up like a paragraph.
Yeah, and no, and then while I was reading so I was like, oh, okay, it makes so much more sense now.
Exactly.
So now you know, and now you
Now
can be
I
like,
know.
now you're like, and
Mm,
then we can use it for ours too. Mm, yeah.
yeah.
So
I didn't know that. That's actually really.
isn't that like it's like super like handy and like knowledgeable, but like you wouldn't know that unless like I guess you were doing the whole writing scene or like you were super like invested, kind of like a publisher itself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I think it's still like super nice to know that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
Definitely.
um, I love all the fun facts related to whiskey in here, like just the
Oh
whiskey drink
yes.
itself. There are so many
I
whiskey
have
facts.
my favorite one is, hold on.
I did write one. It says whiskey in Gaelic means water of life.
My favorite one is chapter 4, the barrel aged.
Yes, yes.
That one is just like, it sets the whole freaking book and what you're gonna get in this whole chapter.
It does. And I just, like I said, there are like literally almost every chapter she has some sort of like whiskey fact.
Mhm.
And I find it so like intriguing, honestly.
Right?
Um, the the cat, the whole cat story with her, when she's like talking about like the whole like backstory of like the cat that she owned once upon a time, Rory,
Oh my
and
god.
she was like the word like the spawn of Satan basically. And then Jamie took her to a cat cafe where there's cats everywhere. I thought that
That
was
that was hilarious because like I
it
hate
was so
cats.
vividly put. It was so vividly put and same because she was like, I swear that cat was plotting against me.
That's what I see when I see cats. They're like looking at me. They're gonna kill me or they're
They're like
gonna.
looking deep in your soul, trying to.
Exactly. I related to that part wholeheartedly.
I like how she really like told the story so vividly, like of her like in the bathtub and like trying to stand up. She fell and she took the curtain. It was really well told. It was hilarious.
It was like it was a good comedy scene.
And it was needed because, Jamie, what was this, Christmas break or something? He
Mhm.
was going through something like he's about to graduate, go to college, like leave home, like travel literally across the whole US to a whole nother state. And he was freaking out. So, like, Jenna wasn't there, which, by the way, that was, the whole thing of like Jenna and B, the whole friendship, and then him in the mix. I was like, God damn it. um, Yeah, because she wasn't there. And he asked her to like go out and take a drive with him. So she did. And she told him that story just to get it out of his head. And he was like, it like set the tone because it made him loosen up and like chill.
Right. That's a good friend right there. Honestly.
I think everyone needs that. Like, if like something seems too deep and too strong into like an emotion, it's a good like icebreaker to kind of like relax.
Exactly. Okay. How she was conceived.
Oh my God.
Like, you look at this book and you don't think like that
No.
is gonna be in the book at
Honestly, it's really upsetting because Brex is such a cool name.
all. Right?
I love that name, Brex. Like, even for like male or female, like Brex is a good like unisex name. But it was really sad that she like, she despised it because like it means like freckles basically.
Yeah, she gets her freckles from her father.
And I was really upset about that. I was like, oh my God.
That whole thing, I was just like, oh my God. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that was like, it threw me for a loop because I was like, I didn't think it
threw a
was gonna
curveball
be,
for sure.
I didn't think it was gonna be like that.
No, and especially like how they spoke of like, even though her parents weren't together, but they spend like all the holidays together, like everything. And it's like the most like civil, like parenting type of thing that you can do, like co-parenting or whatever, but
Exactly.
ugh. Yeah, no, it was definitely a curveball and it was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was surprising, especially when I read it the first time. The first time reading this book for me was so freaking hard. I wanted to just like strangle you and be like, Taylor, just tell me what happens at this damn book.
I remember so vividly, like, okay, does she end up with him? Like, what happens? Like, how long until she sees him again? And I'm like, read. Just read.
And I was like, oh my God, they're at the bar. It's the bar scene. Oh my God, he's getting married. I was like,
Yeah, it was that's literally how every chapter was. You were always on your toes, holding your breath, like chewing. Like, I'm pretty sure I've drank so much wine reading these. And that's just because, like, I probably could do like a whiskey or whatever, but, like if it's like mixed, but like by itself, I've already tried it too much. And it's just it's not for me. But I'll do it mixed, no problem.
oh yeah, definitely.
But the fact that she was dating his roommate, like, what are the odds?
Dude, just the fact that she was like, oh, I'm not his type. Like, his type is a tall blonde,
Like
skinny,
Jenna.
like Jenna. And I was like, no, like, open your
By the way,
eyes,
okay.
open them.
Side note, okay, in the book, I literally wrote in here, I was like, I am Jenna. Just the way she like talks to be. I kind of wish there was more Jenna in here, but she was in there just enough also.
Right.
If that
Yeah,
makes any
because
sense.
yeah, I get that. She didn't
Yeah.
need to be in there a whole lot, but when she was in there, she said something or made an impact on Bee's life that she was like, oh shit, like, yeah. Like, that's you're actually right.
Mhm. Yep, here it is. I'm gonna save it for when we get more there, because I want to talk about the bonfire.
Oh, I was just about to bring up the bonfire scene.
It was Jenna's there. Obviously, she shows up.
Yep.
Oh my God. Okay, and they played Never Have I Ever. Wow. As I was like, I was drinking wine as I'm reading this whole thing like happening. Like they're asking the questions, everyone's drinking, blah blah blah. And then when some random person was like, "Never have I ever had sex on the beach," I literally like almost spit out my wine. I'm like, "Oh my God, what are the odds?" But it wasn't Jamie who said it. It was just some random person.
Exactly.
And then Jamie's like, "You're not gonna drink?" Or what was it? Never have I ever had a one night stand. And he's like, "You're not gonna drink." I'm like,
Oh,
and then Ethan, not Ethan, was it his name is Ethan, right?
Ethan.
Ethan,
He drinks.
he's like, I'm her first, and I'm just like, you ain't her last.
The fact
But real
that
talk.
he thought he was the first kind of cracks me up.
I think he knew though, because even Ethan told him about the girl, because he went to Florida to like go to PSU. I love how she brings in PSU.
Yes,
By the way,
you.
I love how
I
she
gotta
brings
finish
that in.
this, by the way.
Oh, that's a fun one. I really wish that was its own TV show. Anyways, but yeah, he went to Florida for like summer break or something, and that's where he met her at the PSU party. But he never told Jamie like who the girl was, like what her name was. So he knew. He knew that they.
Yep.
Yeah, Ethan was just there for me. I didn't like him, but I didn't also hate him. He was just there. But when she leaves because of her dad, that was like a really hard pillow to swallow kind of too, because obviously the relationship was
Rocky.
not just rocky, but like it was tainted.
Yeah. Oh my
Because
god.
she loved her dad growing up. Like there was nothing wrong with how they were, like how she grew up in time with him. It only ended until like her junior year of high school when her mom fessed up, and that's where it like ended, which is sad because she literally cut him off and she couldn't take it back.
I think it was just so sad how the mom came
Yeah, she was
out.
like drunk. Yeah,
Like it could have been handled differently.
agreed. I feel like if it was handled not like that, it would have been different.
I think so too.
Well, then, like, okay, her leaving, no, she went to the beach to, like, surf, even though it's, like, stormy, and she, like, because she was, like, in this, like, shutdown stage, I guess.
Yeah, she's
And
in a mood.
then Jenna called Jamie, told him, and he knew where she was at.
I
And, like,
love that.
him going there, I was, like, super in my feels. It's just, like,
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
you don't
Trust me,
want to tell her you tell her don't go, but you know she has to.
yeah, trust me, I was like this the whole time. I was like,
Same. That's like the whole book, let's be real.
there is no other scene to where I have dropped my book, said I quit, and walked away from it until the bar scene.
Mine is when she comes back for his wedding,
Ugh.
and he tells her that he bought her board from her mom. He's like, you didn't honestly think I'd let your mom sell your board to some random, did you? I literally dropped my book. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch, I love you. No, mine was the bar scene for sure, cause like
That one did like make my heart like really like wrench and like ache up, because like I could feel like she makes it so visual, like possibilities. Like she can make it so vividly like scenes, like you can like see it out there.
I was just like the interaction of it all was like I wasn't heartbroken, I wasn't aching, I was angry. I was like, come on, like catch
I
a
was like,
fucking break.
I was angry. I was angry about the whole situation, but again, I'm more angry at B because she was the one who let this happen.
You know what? It's all her fault. I'm gonna blame her for all of it.
Same,
Because
because
it could
it
have
all
been
could have
prevented.
it could have been all ended. When did I put it? Right here. Right here. It was chapter 12. with One Night with Scotch. When he came back home after like they graduated from college, came back home, and they see each other in the bar. And Jenna's there, and she already knows, and she's like, oh, for God's sakes, go before he gets me pregnant. With that fucking look of his. And I literally wrote in my book right here, I was like, why couldn't it all end here? Because now is a roller coaster of utter heart-shattering walls.
It could have ended like, right there.
I was like, Lord, save me.
Lord, save me.
And then the fact that she ropes in, like, her new CEO, River, like, which, although, by the way, River Godsby is a pretty dope name.
I shipped them for a hot second.
Me too. That's what I wrote in here too. I was like, I'm sad he was in the crossfire.
I don't think B should have like been with anybody because she still had these such strong feelings for James.
I don't think so either, but I also think River was the perfect person because he knew. He knew what he was up against, even though he wasn't really fully like making himself in the running. He knew that she just needed kind of like somebody, and he was like willing to be that somebody in the moment. But yeah, so like when we were talking about like the whole crossfire, like there were so many people in the crossfire. I even wrote them down in a little box right here that says moment of silence. So the first one was Jenna, and on the side I said, but not really though.
Yeah.
She was, yeah, it was, yeah. And then Ethan, Angel, River, and Brad. Like, B had way more on her side than Jamie did.
Jamie only had 2. She had freaking 3.
Yeah.
But I think River and Angel did not deserve it the most. Although Angel at the end kind of pissed me off.
Angel didn't deserve it, but she also knew what she was up against, so she kind of put herself there.
Exactly.
You know, like willingly she did it.
Yeah.
So that's her own fault. But back to the whole bar scene. I'm sorry. When before she even went, like she was in Pittsburgh, she was on the phone with Jenna. This is where Jenna like went off, and this is where I was like, I am Jenna. She literally like what were they? Let's say. She literally said, what do you need from me tonight? Do you want me to pet your hair and talk you off the ledge? Or do you want some tough love, SD love? Like, feels like an ass slap or a punch straight to the nose. All at once. And she's like, kick me in the teeth. And I'm just like, all right.
Yeah, okay, I got this.
I'm like, yes, Jenna, go off. And like, the first thing she says is like, first off, you are your own worst enemy. 100 facts.
That is
I'm just so like, true. I literally bracketed this whole ending of that page. And she's like, the point is there's no way for us to know if the long distance thing will be permanent or temporary. And she's like, yes, there is. And B is like, how? You make the decision to have it be temporary. It's as easy as that. You look at what's important in your life, and if Jamie is top priority, then you adjust everything else accordingly.
Why couldn't she just take that damn information? Why couldn't?
I mean, but she did. She did. Because she got on a flight and went back home.
Okay, but then, like, why couldn't Jenna say that earlier?
I think because Jenna didn't know how. I mean, she did know because obviously when they met back up after college graduation and stuff, But I think it was too late for Jenna to say something because she had already made up her mind and left. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it could have gone so differently.
it's so sad because, you know, that was what she needed. And that's where we're all probably like, yeah, she's doing it. She's gonna go get her man. But look at how many pages there was left.
I know.
It's not gonna work out.
And you think, like, with those chapters and those pages left, you think, like, oh, nothing's gonna happen. Like, this is the part where she's gonna go get her man. They're gonna live out happily ever after. Wrong.
Absolutely wrong. Never. It never works out that until literally like the last chapter or the epilogue.
It wasn't even the last chapter. It was the freaking epilogue that brought everything. And then,
Could you imagine though if it ended? Could you imagine though if it ended the way it was supposed to end? As she wrote, like, "Come find me." Can you imagine? And you had to wait. What, this book came out in 2018 or something? Please tell me this. It wasn't right. 2016. And we didn't get everything else until the 5-year mark, the 5th anniversary.
I would have.
That would have been beyond torture. I'm honestly shocked Kandi didn't do it though.
I wouldn't have put it past her.
I wouldn't either, but I will give her this. She's never done a big, huge cliffhanger before. Unless maybe in the PSU series, but I mean, there probably was a little bit in the PSU series when I was reading with Danielle and waiting for the newer books every time that they came out. There was always some bit of a cliffhanger, but it was nothing like Nicole Dykes or Holly Renee. There's nothing like those.
Oh my God, Nicole Dykes, don't get me started.
I did like this one phrase. It was literally right before she was gonna get on the plane and leave. The biggest player in the game of life is timing.
Ain't that the freaking truth?
Honestly, like, I felt my heart like shake, like not drop, but like shake with the whole bar scene. Like, as she left, she didn't even go and see him or let him, like, obviously he saw her because he saw her in the parking lot or whatever, but she just left, turned around and left. You know what I was thinking that she would do is that she would be calling Jenna, like crying, like he's gone forever, like, you know, like meltdown, like a full-on like breakdown type feel, and she didn't. And I'm like kind of sad she didn't, you know. I kind of wish Jenna was more. I kind of wish Jenna was more there in that moment because she's the one who pushed her to get there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I kind of wish, but like I said, she's still in there just enough also.
Yeah, I would have, honestly, if I was put in B's shoes at that point in that bar, I would have, like, did that ugly Kim Kardashian cry.
Yeah.
I would have been, like, heartbroken. I wouldn't even, like, have, not, like, love for him, but I probably would have been, like, there's no point in loving him anymore because, like, he's gone.
He's gone, yeah.
And I would have ended it right there.
And it was really sad because, like, you know, when he did come, like, catch up to her, like, he was mad at her because, like, you know, like, he waited for so long, and, you know, she basically kept literally telling him no. So he had to move on with his life, and he's like, why can't I be happy?
Exactly.
I was like, I'm so sorry, Jamie.
I'm so sorry. Like, honestly, like, she, at some points in the book, B is very selfish.
Oh my God, yes. Reading this time around, I felt that way more than I did in the beginning. Obviously, because we wanna make it be the bad guy, but no, it's not.
It's not.
I will say the only time Jamie did piss me off is when he totally, like, left her hanging for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
But when she went home, she never heard from him again for like 2 years. But that's all, like, coming down to, like, what really happened on the in-between, which I'm so happy we got that in his point of view later. I'm so happy we got that. Like, obviously, it wasn't something that was needed because he kind of like, he was shortly talked about in the very end of this book. But I thought it was really nice to get that little extra in there.
Yeah, because reading the book, you forget that this has no Jamie point of view.
No, it's just all her. I totally
It's
forgot that too. And
all her.
mhm.
And like there are parts where you're like, oh, Jamie should have a point of view right here, but you can't because she's telling you, she's
Mhm.
writing her book to
It's her
you. Like,
it's her story, yeah.
exactly.
And I thought was really sad was your love is poisoning me, Jamie. And that was when he came back with her wedding invitation. we need to prepare ourselves.
Not the scene where he comes back soaking wet from the rain with a wedding invitation.
With 2 years have passed by. Yes. What are the odds?
I
I'm
I
lost.
have no
I'm at a
words.
loss.
I have no words. It's just like you have to read the book to get what we're feeling with the book.
Oh my god.
To understand like
Yeah.
why we have to prepare ourselves when we talk about this certain scene or the other scenes because they're like really heart wrenching, like gut wrenching,
Yeah.
like you want to like.
And literally, before she even says that, like, he's already there, and like, she tells him like to leave, like she doesn't want him there, and he's like, tell me you don't want me here and I'll leave, and she tells him, but then before he gets to the door, she's like, wait. I literally sat there and I'm like, you're terrible. Yeah.
I can't. Even though I just read it, like the emotions are still there. They're still very high.
They're always there.
They'll
never leave. They'll never leave.
Okay, so not only if anybody mentions this book, but every time I hear Jana Kramer's whiskey.
And now that
fit.
I've heard Andrew Ludwig, his Let Me Be Your Whiskey.
It's like perfect B and Jamie song right there. Like them talking to each other.
Yes. Yes.
I love when songs do that. They can paint the whole picture of a book.
Oh god. They really can.
I love all their surfing scenes.
Yeah, they're good because it's just them.
It's them. It's like they can be with each other and themselves and not have to put on a front of like, oh, we don't really love each other, or oh, we didn't secretly just go hook up. They're themselves.
I love the fact of like, the whole her being in his passenger seat of his Jeep. And he always has a Jeep, even if it's from like his old one to his new one. Like, and I love how like in the new one she's like, "This feels like it should be mine, but it's not mine," or something like that. I was just like,
I
could have been. I'm just kidding.
He put classical music that he likes.
Piano guys.
I love piano guys.
That was good. I like that they had that too, along with the whole car rides and everything.
Yes, I love it.
I was really excited to see in his point of view about his family, of how involved they were about B and him. Like, I loved that.
With this ending, let's review it. Stars. Oh, how many?
I want to give everything 5. Everything a 5. Everything, all of it.
There's no doubt that this is a freaking 10 out of 10 book.
Yes, this is the first book of Kandi I will ever recommend to anybody.
Same.
The first one.
Whiskey. Love letter to whiskey. More like a love letter to break your heart.
Yes, or like just you wanna actually get drunk reading a book
That's the one?
without drinking.
Honestly.
For real.
It throws you for a loop. You feel dizzy after the end.
Oh my God, yes. All right. Well, guys, please go read this. You will not be disappointed. Yes, you will get your heart broken more than once, but I promise it's so worth it. It's worth feeling like exactly what she says in here. Like, I'd rather feel pain because it makes you feel alive.
It really does.
Here it is.
This
Here
book.
it is.
This book.
Here's your pain.
If you don't want to experience a breakup multiple times for yourself, experience it through other people. Like,
Yeah, for real. For real. All right, guys. Thank you. Love us because we love you. Like, subscribe, follow. And I promise we're a good time.
Let me be your
Bye, guys.
You can be mine. Spend the whole